Holy crabberoni. What are we going to do? The world's going to hell in a shit basket. Well, I guess they're saying writers pick the strike shuts down Hollywood. Oh my God, what are we going to do, guys? Well, they're freaking out. Let's listen to this real quick, just so you know what I'm talking about.
Evening from Los Angeles, where picket lines went up today in front of major film studios. The people who write the plots that enthrall and entertain millions of American TV and film watchers sidelined tonight by a writer's strike. 11,000 writers off the job after talks with producers reached an impasse overnight. At the root of the dispute, some of the very things that have transformed how all of us watch our favorite shows. Think streaming. And the impact of emerging technology. Think virtual reality. Tonight, the writers and production companies, including our parent company, NBC Universal,
Warner Brothers,
appear to be far apart, virtually guaranteed.
Look at all that. Everything we've ever seen, guys. What's up, Doug? How you doing, buddy? Everything we've ever seen, especially Doug and I, what we've grown up, and the rest of you guys listen. I mean, I went live on my small channel. It's got 100 subscribers, whatever. But anyway, or my smaller. How about that? I have a small channel and a smaller. Anyway, so we're looking at this and we're saying, look at all the billions of dollars we're looking at right here, and all the equipment and the data and processors and all the stuff that they have, period, point blank, to come out and entertain us. You know why they're going on strike, guys? I'll tell you in the end.
Reruns will be coming to screens as productions grind to a halt. For some shows, the impact will be felt immediately.
See, they're trying to make you panic right now. This is another scare tactic. Oh my God, the networks are going to shut down. Now we got nobody running the networks. Now we have nobody. We won't be able to watch our Chicago PD. Can't watch Chicago Blue. Can't watch Chicago freaking Fire. Can't watch Chicago Med. Can't freaking watch FBI. Can't watch all my favorite shows from MSNBC, ABC, BN News, and anything that you can think of, I will not be able to watch. Guess what? Streaming. Remember that star? Video killed the radio star. Guess what? The internet killed Hollywood. Suck an egg. You guys been getting freaking rich on us forever. We're so sick and tired of your people. You people have been the problem and the source and the root of every problem that we've ever had in society since the beginning. That's why it's called television. It's trying to it brainwashes us. That's why we didn't really believe. I mean, look at all the cop shows we grew up with, right? You guys remember that? Like Starsky and Hutch and Chips, and these different cop, SWAT, 1 Adam 12. I mean, even the old ones all the way to the current ones. You know what they've always shown us? Rules were made to be broken. All in the name of the good guy. All in the name of the good guy. The Big Taco, can you hear me? All in the name of the good guy. It's the good guy. You mean the guys that say breaking the rules are bad, but yet I'm not going to get a warrant and I'm going to arrest you on good faith? That's a good guy? Oh, okay. Scratching my head. Telling you what. Oh, perfect. I have so many different what comes back to memory, even after I got electrocuted. Like Miami Vice. Remember Miami Vice? They had 5 seasons with Don Johnson. Don Johnson plays what's his name, Crockett. Okay, and his him and his undercover buddy, they're out there. They're the cocaine cowboys down here in Miami. Everybody knows that Miami, the city of Miami, and all those sky rises and luxury hotels, we all know that they were built with cocaine money. Every bit of it. Facts. Tons of stories on it. I don't need to go over that. What I'm trying to tell you is that the industry itself was so crazy. Give me 10 minutes. Was so crazy that they had the audacity to make us believe, right? They're going to make us believe that these things are essential to our lives. And everything that they have to say is essential for us to learn and live and coexist and, give us somewhat to, what of some type of a high ground, let alone a moral high ground. These guys right here, they're the center and root of everything that has gone wrong in America. They have never taught us what is right and wrong. For example, Tubbs and Crockett. I'll go pull it out later, but I remember where in a few episodes where they were talking about, Tubbs is asking Crockett, "Hey, should we get a warrant?" Oh yeah, but who needs a fucking warrant, right? Who needs a fucking warrant? You know what's in there. What Terry versus Ohio say? You can't have the unarticulable hunch anymore. It means your hunch. Even though 9 times out of 10 you're going to be right, you still got to go the right way. You still have to affirm it. You have to take it in front of a judge. You need a judge to sign it forthwith. And you need the parameters of what specifically and narrow it down. It can't be overbroad. We know this shit. Just listen. You guys got to read between the lines here. Yeah, I have an ear for things that people don't care about. That if you just would have listened now, 15 or 30 years down the line, you would have said, "Holy shit, he said it," and nobody listened to him. It's not because I'm fat. It's not because I'm greasy. It's not because I got a big mouth. I could be perfect, just like Lester here. Okay, I could be your smooth talking, whatever dude you like on YouTube. And do the story, you guys won't even listen to him then. There's something in us that just will not save ourselves. I don't know why. I just want to say hi to everybody in here. So far, we got let's see, we got Doug, we got Pink Taco, I'm a Jackpot, we got Craig, Hilbert. No, I can't see that. I can't. Splendid Karma. Okay, cool. Now you know what? I can see that funny. Now that's funny. Like hey, even if I was living in a renter center time, I don't even think they exist anymore, do they? I don't see them in Michigan anymore. And if they are, they're called something else. But anyway, trust me, man, this thing's paid for. Baby. Everything I got's paid for. Yes, but this camera. Anyway, so when we're looking at this crap, right, and we're listening to these people, and they're trying to tell us that Hollywood has the answers to why should we be worried about this? We depend upon each other. Look, YouTube's got 1 billion freaking channels. You could find all the entertainment and more honesty and a bunch of liars on YouTube. And they're liars. Trust me, there's some pretty good liars out here. Look at News Now Houston, man. That guy fucking, when I first got into this movement and became an activist, I believe it was like 3.5 years ago. And News Now Houston was big, dude. He had like 90,000 subscribers then. Or no, maybe 60 or 70,000. And then like in 2021, he had like 100,000. And then he had, I don't even know how much he has now, but I'm sure it stopped somewhere because they all know he's a tree jumper, you know? But I mean, and that's a self-admitted one. I watched him on a live stream. He didn't put this on the looping pre-recorded thing. He did it live, and then he took that live and cut it down and then posted. All right, because he was still learning StreamYard himself then. So what he did was he admitted that his daughters had signed confessions against him, and he had raped. They allegedly say to this day, which was 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, somewhere around in that area, that he raped them and was following his own flesh and blood. I mean, not that it would make a difference to me or you, you know, when you're talking about 3-4 year olds. Anybody 100 in, I'm 53, so if I was to get aroused, okay, it would take somebody in maybe a 30, 31, 32. Anybody old, younger than that, I would feel, this is just me. It don't have to be you. It's just me. I'm old. I'm fat. I'm greasy. I know damn well I am not this attractive guy. I'm honest with myself. So if a woman that was beautiful, like my wife is gorgeous, and I do not deserve her, but she is me. I've known my baby. My baby is mine until I die. Okay, and I've known her since I was in my teens. You know, I know who she is, right? But for me to look at a woman right now, if she did not exist in my current condition, being honest with myself, knowing I could not, nobody under the age of 30, because I would feel like my daughter is 25. She's turning 25, right? My 25th anniversary is coming up this month. So is my daughter's birthday. Okay. It's too close to my daughter's fucking age. So I get this sick feeling. Everybody knows that the normal mind that's listening to me right now, if you're not normal, you're not going to understand this. But if you're normal, you've got somewhat of a moral high ground where you are not looking at a beautiful woman's ass that just happens to be your sister or your brother or your mommy or your whatever. That's nasty ass shit, right? And there's mother effers out there that actually do that. It's disgusting. These people right here created that. They get that sensation and go over and over subliminal messages that they have taught the human being. And you want me to feel bad that they're going on strike? You want me to trip out because they we're going to be affected? Motherfucker, I don't even watch normal TV, and when I do, it's very minimal. I'm on YouTube, or I'm interacting with my family, or I'm out into the community. I'm talking to my neighbors, especially in the summertime, right, guys? So I'll be damned if News Now Houston could be human to me ever for touching his babies, let alone fondling them the way they said they did. He's doing time right now. I heard it was like 20 fucking years. So it's obviously fucking serious. And he put it out. Put statement after statement after statement, and signed by his daughters. And I heard one of his daughters, he was fully transparent about it. I guess it's, a guy with no conscience, I guess, because he just didn't give a fuck. He was just so honest that he was going to say, yeah. They're normalizing this shit out here in California anyway. You know, that's why, people like PDF and Mouse, if you listen to them, if you listen to that conversation, go along, get along, beg friends. If you listen to that, if you just listen to the psychodynamics behind it, he was trying to say, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, but you're an ignorant bastard and you don't know the law. I might be, this is what Mouse said. I might be a pedo. That's what Mouse said to him. Mouse proclaimed that. A self-proclaimed tree jumper, guilty of criminal sexual conduct, signed, sealed, dated, and delivered, and fully allocated to his having sex with a girl under the age of 13 years old, or 13, whatever it was, and try to tell us that having sex with these people is okay because in other countries they give them away around 8 or 9 in Sharia law and other places like that where they do really bad things, where I'm not going to get into that because that's not what this is about. This is just me. We'll be just talking right now. And I just come out here to talk because of what this moron's talking about. Like we should like be worried somehow, or like we need to bow to these poor workers that have very disgusting, sickening minds to twist and bend and gaslight and use the highest form of corrosive tactics there is on the planet. Here, let's just listen to these lames.
Miguel Almaguer has the latest.
Off the job and onto the picket line from coast to coast. Tonight, more than 11,000 writers are plotting their next move after negotiators with the Writers Guild of America and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers failed to ink a last-minute deal.
We would like to not work for free.
All we want is to be able to support our families.
Shutting down some productions immediately. Tonight, network late-night talk shows and SNL say they'll air reruns. Daytime TV will likely follow, and if the strike stretches...
Oh my God! The View! Ah! Oh my God! Who's thinking I gotta suck to get it? Keep it going.
There could be an impact on fall shows, even future blockbusters.
I don't want to be out of a job in 5 to 10 years.
Writers like Carrie Drake say their professions are at stake. For weeks, the union has been battling for streaming residuals, higher pay for services, and job protection, including from AI and writing programs like ChatGPT.
I think it's important to have humans telling stories about our human experience and not having stories generated by algorithms.
After a writer's strike 15 years ago, this is not unscripted territory. But with the proliferation of streaming, the WGA says giants like NBC Universal, the parent company of NBC News, Paramount, Netflix, Amazon, and Apple are creating untenable work conditions. They have closed the door on their labor force. The AMPTP says its offer included generous increases in compensation for writers.
That is not a serious negotiation. It's a joke. And that's part of the reason we're going on strike.
Tonight, a high-stakes Hollywood saga that's still being written.
Miguel, after negotiations broke down overnight, where do things stand right now?
So, do you hear where they're trying to, like, make you feel like if you don't give them and bow to the narrative of cancel culture and this and that and the other, and I'm telling you, these people are normalizing everything. we have what in this country and in the A1 community knows this for a fact that the number one sex trafficking for children is CPS. Did you know in the state of Nevada and Montana, they get paid for every child trafficking kid they come in contact with automatically? And God knows how many thousands it is. We haven't heard that. I haven't heard that yet, how much what it was, but it's there. They get for every single kid. So if they can take your kid. If they can take your kid, the chances that your kid will be a victim of child trafficking, sex trafficking, I'm telling you, is so much greater than is if you and you and that other your significant other really need to start thinking about what the hell you're doing in front of these children to be arguing and fussing and fighting and not getting along because you're tearing these children apart. Then they have to go into that. I'm telling you, man, it's deep. This shit is deep. And these people are the basic foundation that clickbaits the mind and twists and bends and manipulates and gaslights and uses every corrosive tactic they can to make you believe that, like, for example, cops are heroes. We know that. How many times have we watched all these when we were kids, all these cops break the law, running up into houses when they didn't have a warrant, chasing people through private property where it said no trespassing? I mean, where do they draw the line? They don't. They don't draw the line. Deborah, yeah, it's I'm Wolverine's just talking, I just come out, on my smaller channels, and I bullshit, I come out with something to talk about, This is how I, you know, observe my First Amendment right on my channel and try to give people their perspectives and see if they don't agree or add some more to it. Maybe even educate me even more on this, because I'm sure there's people in this gym right now that knows what I'm talking about. It's the truth, you know. There are let's see. Yeah, if anybody, all right, those of you who are saying Splendid's Karma. If you go to, let me show you here. Stand by. So if you haven't seen this, this has already been proven, and this has already been used as a fact out here. Okay, on these YouTube screens. So let me put this over here on my other monitor, and let me open up YouTube real quick. And mute this. So I'll just share this screen real quick for you, just for you to go and see for yourself this channel right here. If you want to watch how sick that guy who they call him the poor dirt farmer, he's got all the evidence and the receipts right here, and how he literally enables a child, somebody that from their opinion and what they've showed in their stuff, how he used poor dirt farmer says, quote unquote, Hey, that happened 20 years ago. You know, you can learn a lot from Mouse, unquote. Why would you say something like that about somebody that has been charged and sentenced for rape in the first degree? What, you think because 20 years has passed by that person is not healed? You think that that person's healed? Excuse me? You think that person doesn't remember being forcefully being manipulated and talked out? See, a child cannot make a decision whether the child wants it or not. It doesn't matter if the child is showing signs of wanting you and saying it's okay. They do not have the right to give you the permission. That's why it's 16. The age of 16 is the age of consent. And that's pushing it. I wouldn't even. I don't agree with it, but that's what the laws say here in Michigan anyway. It's disgusting, man. But anyway, the reason why I'm saying this, I'm not going to go into these. I'm not going to play these. But if you're really interested in that, you hit this one right here, this one right here, and this one right here. All of them. It's all about the exposure, man. This guy has tons of videos about this. This one right here, Poor Dirt Farmer. Damning footage. Viewer discretion advised. It's got all the receipts to it, every freaking thing. You know, I mean, I'm not going to play it because that's, even though the content that I'm talking about right now runs concurrent with these issues, right? They really do. They run concurrent with these issues. The problem that I have is that NSNBC, ABC, Fox, all these people that's been on the television brainwashing us forever, telling us what right and wrong is, just happens to be going on strike. Like we should give a shit. I don't know why anybody should give a shit about this, especially us in the first aid community. Any of my subscribers, I know that you guys are up on this shit. You guys are up on most of the stuff, or you have more damning evidence yourself. You probably are more educated than I am on it. I'm just talking about it because I think it's crazy. I think these people are brainwashed right here. These guys right here, this guy right here, these two talking heads, they are dangerous. They are dangerous to us. Let me read some chat real quick. Yeah, so Splenda, you've seen it. You know you know how to go to it, right? You can use that, and you can make up your own mind from that. Yes, this is very disgusting, Pink Taco. This is more disgusting than you can ever imagine. Wolverine, I am restreaming this. You can do whatever you want, bro. You know I don't give a shit. What is the A1? Oh, the A1 is the First Amendment community. I don't like to use that in per se because there's a lot of fake ass A1 community. I just know the Michigan boys are down. You know, when I get myself involved, I go out with the big boys. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit around and play, you know, and use these words like, you know, I got a gigantic channel and I got a billion subscribers. I might say that to a tyrant, you know, that I'm talking to, like a cop that is ready to violate somebody's rights or violate my rights, to get him to rethink about what he's doing because his mom or his dad or his sister or my brother may be one of those subscribers somewhere in the world if they know that you have a lot of these subscribers. Let's listen in.
Well, Lester, so far there's been no return to the negotiating table, though both parties say they want to work out a deal. The writers here tell me they're worried this strike will last months, and they say they are willing to strike for months, even if it impacts the fall season. Lester.
Miguel Almaguer starting us off in Los Angeles. Thank you. We're following some breaking news right now. Let's get the latest.
Yeah, Lester, good evening. We are awaiting word any moment now from federal, state, and local authorities about what appears to be the end of a massive 250-person drone dog multi-county, multi-agency effort to find a suspected murderer, Francisco Oropesa, who was accused of brutally executing 5 people who lived next to him, according to authorities, because he was asked to stop firing his rifle in his yard. Now, the thoughts...
Holy crap! I didn't even know about this. This is like 4 or 5 days ago. I didn't even know about this, guys. Holy, this we're going from one story to the next.
Originally, were that he might not just have expanded beyond this county where I am here, but perhaps across a different country. Instead, he was apprehended in Cut and Shoot, Texas. That is about 13 miles away from his home, or roughly a 15 or 20-minute drive. Here comes Lester, as we're also learning more about this suspect and who he was and potential criminal violent history. NBC News reporting this evening that back in 2022, his wife had filed a protective order claiming that he was drunk and abusive, and in one night had kicked and beaten her, punching her with a closed hand. He is someone who has, according to ICE, been deported 4 times from this country, and it begs the question, if that were the case and authorities heard about this, why did they not explore any further? We're awaiting more answers any time now. Lester?
Now to that catastrophe on a highway in Illinois. One day after a blinding dust storm led to crashes that killed 7 people, the highway was ordered closed again today. Jesse Kirsch has late details.
This is like 30, 40 cars. Dude, that's more. Look at this car.
After that catastrophic dust storm engulfed this stretch of an Illinois highway, tonight authorities are warning drivers that traveling the same area.
So I stepped out for a second there to I'm gonna end that right there and get out of that, because I don't want to go too far off topic there, and it probably did. That's why I'm not really into worrying about whether I screw up or not on these smaller channels, because it's just us guys. You know what I'm saying? It's just us having a conversation, and we're allowed to make mistakes. But when we see these type of narratives that they press, like, oh my God, we're going into this strike. I mean, they almost like made it feel like, he made me feel like if I was really into my shows, right? You know how some of them women back in the day, I remember some of them women when General Hospital didn't run and people were getting hurt and or they couldn't make it, people would freak out. Listen to the way he says it.
Evening from Los Angeles, where picket lines went up today in front of major film studios. The people who write the plots that enthrall and entertain millions of American TV and film watchers sidelined tonight by a writer's strike. 11,000 writers off the job after talk.
11,000 film and television writers. Well, guess what, guys? I'm going to leave it at that. Guess what? That's where you and I step in and say, you know what? Come to my channel. I'll give you some stuff. You guys can make your own. Pink Taco says, I'm going to restream Wolfie. Just to show how disgusting that shit is he's talking about. Right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to get the news out any way we want, anytime we want, anywhere in the world we want. It's a pubic hair away. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. Nobody's going to stop us. That's where the impotence of the internet, it's forever, and like this piece of metal right here with the magnet that goes onto my phone, which I need a new look. I screwed up my my brand new DJI 6. These things are garbage, but they're nice. But the bottoms of them, they break off too easy. But they are kick ass, because when people are slapping them out of your shit, what happens is the magnet just releases from the actual arm, and then the elbow locks in place in this, and you got to unlock the elbow and then open it up. Lord have mercy. God wants to be a bitch to me, because that's what they do. That's how it rolls. the hell? So that goes this way, that goes that way, and that goes up like that. So, and then because there's a lot of sand and dirt on this, when I dropped it, I dropped this phone about with MCC and freaking about 20 times that night, because drunks were everywhere. And I buy all my shit from Best Buy. But anyway, I'll have it replaced tomorrow. I'm not worried about it because I pay a big price for it, and I break shit all the time because of my one arm. But boom. So when they knock it off, it's simple. It just falls right off, and you don't have to worry about breaking the rest of your shit. You know what I mean? So I did like it about that. But the battery, it runs out too soon, and there's just all kinds of issues with it. Anyway, to get to the point I'm making to you, we can make our own shit, guys. We can do this. This is what we can do. You know what I mean? We don't need 11,000 filmmakers and TV writers anymore. What do we need them for? They're all liars, manipulators, and backstabbers and lobbyists anyway. And they're way too political. Way, way, way too political. They brainwash really good people. The majority of the people out here, even though trollish, even though they have the attributes of the good, the bad, the ugly inside of you, it doesn't matter. These people are the guys that are pulling that bullshit out of you. I mean, you could get any content you want on YouTube. It's out here. You can create. That's why I even got. Look, I when I decided to say, like, hey, Joe Cool, how you doing, buddy? When I decided to, it's funny how I was just about to talk about something that you're involved in. About that very last conversation with AC and me when we were beefing. And I'm not even going to get into the beef because it's stupid. All of it's stupid. But you were talking about how childish it was. And who cares who started it? Going back to the elementary thought of that. You know what I'm saying? And then once I seen AC drop his deceptive side, so it made me drop my defensive side. And I'm like, I'm all for it now because on his channel, it's the fucking shit show. How much more transparent can that be? And it's got advisory on there. And under that advisory, it says, if you are a person that gets offended easily, you probably should not be here. This is probably not for you. He has well earned transparency and factual respect from me from that because he ain't deceiving nobody. So if you get on his show and he gaslights you and he freaking bites that ass and he gets into stuff, you knew it, you got into it. It's the same thing with that conversation that happened many, many, many moons ago in the beginning of the Bible with Satan and Eve. Because Eve went down the list and she repeated to Adam, or she repeated to Satan. She repeated to Satan and said, but Adam said that God said, if I surely taste, smell, touch, hear, or be anywhere around this tree, I shall surely die. So she knew the facts, but she went in anyway. She touched it anyway. She smelt it anyway. She felt it. And then he says, you smelt it, you felt it, you dealt it, you touched it, you're not dead. Now bite into it. You took a bite into it. Same thing. The advisory told you not to do it. You knew it. You went against your better judgment, and you did not listen to the warning in the small print. Anyway, it's not even a small print on that. That's just an old saying. So, all I'm saying is that there's a lot of, yeah, you can give me a call, Press. I'm gonna get off here. I just wanted to like show you guys from my point of view, that we don't need Hollywood, that as a matter of fact, all that can burn down as far as I'm concerned. We have been spoiled with special effects and all that stuff. We can do it all ourselves now. Hell, I got Adobe Premiere that does everything that their studios does. And I got a computer to do it on. I can make anything I want if I was just challenged enough to actually sit and learn off somebody that would teach me how to do it. You know, I have been using this and learning on my own. So all the videos that you see me cut, that's all me. That's not somebody else doing it for me. I'm doing that. Okay, it might not be a lot to you, but Joe Cool and people that are content makers that will attest to the fact that it can be a bitch and it's time consuming. It might not be that hard once you get into it, but you dread it because it's time consuming. I mean, what? Let's say a 25-minute video. Sometimes that could take up to 4 to 5 hours to do. I shit you not. It's not just cutting. It's about putting specific titles, narratives, tools that you're using, pointing out specific things, you know, and that's just how that rolls, you know. And my wife wants to go to bed, and she's the fucking boss. So if I don't fucking listen to the fucking boss, I get my ass chewed out. This woman is like I said at the beginning, she's awesome to me. So I have to listen to her. See, I do have limitations, you know, and the least I could do before I go out of this world, whenever I do, and they're saying it's a little sooner than what I thought. But and I don't want to go there. I'm just saying that it is what it is, right? It's part of life. Death is part of life. It is what it is. So I am not going to, you know, try to make people angry at me in the end when it matters. All right, everybody, even Pink Taco, you know what? I'm talking to you normal, okay? Because I told you that I was done. When I'm done, I'm done. But you know you deserved it. And you could take a bow to that. Or you could say fuck Adam and you can keep trolling me. You could do whatever you want to. It doesn't matter. This is a huge platform. Just know that you don't have freedom like on the Wolverine channel like you do here. You know, if you want to have freedom back, it's not about giving me my respect because I've earned my respect from you already. It's about you yielding to the facts of me knowing what you did was wrong and you yielding to knowing how you turned on me. And you had no reason to do it. You had no reason to join the mob. And that's what's wrong with people out here. They just blindly follow each other. And when you see somebody go on a rant, well, did it ever occur to you to do your own research just to preserve your opinion? And say, step the hell back. Hell, I even gave Brooklyn 3 weeks after I've already been told in the very beginning about Brooklyn audits. But Wolby, with my wisdom, told me, don't you dare feed into that. Don't you dare freaking accuse that man of something and not give him a chance to fucking change. And I did. Joe Cool, I'm telling you, I put some of the things that you planted some seeds in, and I'm still willing to give people the chance to fucking change. I really am. But you can't change because if you continue to lie to yourself more than anybody else, it's impossible. And that is something when we're looking at television, 90% of it's lies and deception anyways, isn't it? So we know that. Let's see. Never free weed. Right on. Be right back. Why are you bitter? Wait a minute. Bitter? To see that she don't know me that well. Maybe she does. Maybe you've been watching me. Maybe you're lying. Maybe you're not being honest, Deborah. Maybe you have watched me before in the past. Maybe my voice just sounds bitter to you. I don't know. I'm not bitter. I might be cranky. Don't get the two mixed up, because cranky and bitter is two different things. Bitter means like spoiled. I'm cranky. Wolvie's got a lot of pain. You don't understand. And I'm not trying to make excuse, and I don't owe you nothing, Deborah. Just like you don't owe me shit. You don't owe me dick. I don't owe you shit either. And remember, you don't have the freedom coming into this this private platform that is accessible to the public. That's the contract that you signed with YouTube, just like I did, and everybody else in here. Anyway, it's all good. Free weed, listen to him. What in the hell are you talking about? Are you dreaming again? The minimum is in Michigan, you can carry like 3 ounces on your thing. Like, I think in Detroit, you can carry like 3 pounds. Honestly, you can. And, you can like grow your own shit. You know what I mean? People are so lazy now because they got so laxed and they're so fucking high. And they're lazy. They don't even want to grow their own shit no more. They want to buy it. Ugh, crazy. 30 years ago, you guys know damn well, every one of you people that smoke weed, you know damn well that you would be like in heaven if you could go grow a pot plant, and all your neighbors, if they knew that they can grow their own pot plants back in the day, 30 years ago from today. Okay, let's say you got let's go to the 1970s. Okay, if you could have grown your own pot, do you know how many lives that would have changed? Because, see, the reason why I am not against it is because it grows out of the ground, and you don't need to process the shit to change it. All you need to do is add fire. It's like noodles, add water. You know what I mean? It doesn't take brain science, and it should have never been against the law. If anything, sugar should be against the law, because it's like the #1 killer. Diabetes and shit, everything's backwards in our world, guys. I'm new here. I don't know the background of what you're speaking on or a certain person. Well, that's why you need to take a little notes. Lurk, you know what the word lurk means? Just maybe not lurk. Maybe not comment, just learn. I'm going to tell you this right now, and this is the best advice you ask anybody up in here. This is the best advice that you'll ever get from anybody on YouTube. And Wolverine will be a little more honest than the average guy out here, because I actually give a shit, right? I really do. I'm a serious guy. I'm just that type. That's where you're getting that crankiness from. You know what I mean? You're getting that bitterness, that opinion that you're a little bitter. No. I'm very specific, and I'm very on point, and and there's so many freaking different issues that runs concurrent that you can conflate and get out, and it's too much it gets into conjecture. You understand? And if you can't stay on point with it, sometimes it goes from one rabbit hole to the next, to the next, to the next. But this is one rabbit making all these holes. So it's traps. There's, and rabbits, fast they, reproduce. I'm just saying to you, it's your mind can reproduce things going to these other rabbit holes that were all unnecessary to go to begin with, when all you had to do was get you a little notepad. Or you can get on your phone. Get your little notepad on there. You got 2 hands, and keep your notes and say, "Hey, that's the name of this channel. He was talking about this person. Oh, let me go watch that, and let me see the Great Seal of Florida on that piece of paper, and then let me go into the Florida state and the county where he's at, and actually type his name in there, and you'll get it. And they'll show you that he is a sex offender and he has to register for the rest of his fucking life. There you go. Now you know that Wolvie wasn't bullshitting. Now you know that these people out here that have put these receipts together for you has actually did you a favor in giving you knowledge that you would have never had before just by listening. Don't assume anything out here. YouTube streets are very, very, very manipulative. Everybody's trolling. You got good trolls, you got bad trolls. You understand what I'm saying? Trolling's not always bad. That's why I say leave people alone. But when you go to doxing people and you break the rules, those rules were put there to protect people's anonymity, just like you. You want your anonymity, Deborah. I hope that's not your real name out here. There's so many trolls out here. You're putting yourself at risk just by giving yourself. I'm just assuming that it could be. If it is, change that shit. Or don't tell nobody at all and stay hiding in the shadows. But anyway, I look at Hollywood as one of the biggest, my definition of a chomo, child molester, which is, I call them, Wolvie calls them tree jumpers. I got 30 seconds. Wolvie calls them tree jumpers. And tree jumpers are nothing but chomos and child molesters. Never, if you ever become anybody on YouTube and you learn how to entertain people and you buy all this equipment, you spend, $4,000 or $5,000 like I have on this shit. Don't ever give a chomo or any man that has ever raped or beat a woman just because of his sexual pleasure. All right, y'all. You have a great night. God bless. Wolvie's back quiet. Reading the mail for show.